A narcissist is a biblical fool. He does not receive correction. Okay. Why not try and restore a narcissist brother? Why not try? Number one, it is detrimental to you. Do you remember what Galatians 6:1 says? If any of you who are spiritual, restore such a one, do it with meekness, considering thy own self. So Galatians 6:1 tells us to restore a man overtaken in a fault, considering thyself, right? What does Proverbs 26:4 say? It tells us to, quote, answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. A narcissist is a biblical fool. He does not receive correction. Proverbs 15:12 says, a scorner loveth not one that reproveth him, neither will he go unto the wise. A narcissist is a scorner. He is a fool. Okay? He is wayward, but he's not only wayward. He is also a fool and a scorner. Okay, number two. Number one, it's detrimental toward you. Number two, he's not qualified for ministry anyway. So remember 1 Corinthians 9 tells us to run the race in a way to obtain the spiritual prize. A narcissist has not run the race this way. He's a castaway. Not a castaway from salvation, not a castaway from God. He's broken fellowship. He's not broken salvation. He is not approved for ministry, though, regardless as to whether he can be restored or is presently not qualified. You got to ask yourself, are you in the place biblically to correct him? Are you in his home church? You've got a responsibility. Are you a supporting pastor or a potential supporting pastor? Are you a friend or someone else? Listen, we're not going to get into it in this program. This is a whole other program all itself. The Bible, the New Testament, has plenty to say about separating from wayward brothers. Okay? What's the conclusion of this series? Knowing that we as masters will receive a greater condemnation from the Lord, and we are required as stewards to be found faithful, we must take heed to ourselves and to all the flock over which the Holy Ghost has made us overseers. We've got a problem in missions. It's a part of the problem where Christ said, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth? Narcissists are not full of faith. They're not. They're carnal. They're carnal. Character trait, the final church, the stage in the world right before Christ's return, is that the church is in peril. It's made to be in peril by lovers of themselves, unthankful, form of godliness, from such turn away. In the parable of the being upset with the apple cart, they are the engineered apples, partly because of their pragmatism, but partly because of their narcissism. Attractive, filling, good tasting, devoid of 99% of all that's there. Do we want spiritual missions to be done? Do we want to be wise? Do we want to be prudent? We've got to understand, we're not going to stand before Christ on Judgment Day and him look at us and we say, I was fooled, I just didn't know. You have the scriptures. You have everything for life and godliness to increase wisdom. He who lacks wisdom, let him ask of God, who giveth to all men, including you, including men, liberally, and upbraideth not. The wisdom is there. It's available to you, multitude of counselors together as you seek. We're not omniscient, we're not God, but I'm telling you, you and I, in this area of missions, that which is the Great Commission, it is the local church. It is the sum total of the New Testament missions, the local church, the Great Commission, how we do missions. We stand before God as a pastor, as a mission board director, and we give an answer for that, for every idle word, every idle thought. You might leave this world thinking, he's going to tell me, well done, good and faithful servant. But we got to realize, good is morally good. Faithful is not faithful to our presuppositions of what we think is right in our own eyes. Faithful is to the absolute principles, precepts, commands, and patterns that we have available here in the scriptures. And I trust that God will use these insights to one degree or another to help you to recognize, move forward in a humble, contrite, broken way to see true godly missions restored, if not everywhere, in your heart, in your church, in your program.